Hey, Shirley.
Hi, Jackie. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Good. This is the highlight of my week.
You said that last week.
Well, you and I both work sort of alone in our home offices.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
feel like we have our desks butted up against each other like the office or something. Um, so I'm going to be totally punny here.
Okay.
Want to see if we can crack open the conversation on why menopause doesn't have to suck.
Ooh,
See how I
okay.
did that? Both of our taglines in there.
That's clever.
Yeah, very
Well
funny.
done. Okay, cool.
Yeah, yeah. You should see my dad jokes. Um, so, when I go through Instagram and even when I post on Instagram, I'm always thinking about talking to women regarding the things that bring them down, the things that cause them, discomfort, frustration, etc. And I realize, the more we dwell on the negative, the more we feel negative. Not to say like those topics aren't important, like everything that you talk about is so illuminating for women and they need to know these things. But I thought maybe we could talk about the bright side of menopause today.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I
Okay.
love to start there, actually. I think
Yeah.
that's one of the things that if we can lead with something that's called appreciative inquiry, it's like what's positive. Um, it reminds us that we're at this point in our lives where, like, today we're the smartest we've ever been,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
today, and it's like what? And I'm wise and I'm savvy. I know how to navigate problems and solve and provide solutions. And most of the people listening to this, they do that for others all day long. So
Yeah.
it's a great way to remind ourselves that we have all of this confidence. Maybe
Mhm.
some of it is newfound confidence, wisdom, beauty, charisma. Like there's lots of things that
Joy.
joy. I
We
love
don't
talking
always feel the
about
joy,
joy,
but
right?
yeah.
Yeah. And
Hmm.
and even if the journey towards, I mean, one of my lines is that we all deserve to feel amazing,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that make up that destination of amazing. And sometimes the path towards amazing can run through a tiny little place called not yet amazing.
Almost there. Amazing.
Almost there. I mean, but sometimes
Almost
that can
amazing.
happen. Like, I had a really great sleep on Monday night, but not such a great sleep on Tuesday night. So we're constantly juggling things like that. And it's just
Yeah.
a little invitation to be like, oh, I didn't get outside. I didn't have a walk the day before. Like, what are some of the things that I really need to do to put my own name at the top of my to-do list too?
I think that's a really good point. And also too, our expectations on amazing and happiness, I think we have to readjust those because,
It's
it's
so
kind of like golf. One day you go out, you have like the best game of your life, and the next time you go out, you're ready to put your clubs on eBay. Like, it's
agree.
yeah, like, we are all sort of conditioned to believe that if we're not happy, we're not right, like something's wrong. But the reality is, like my therapist once said to me, happiness, like everything else, is a phase. It's an emotion, right? Like anger and rage. Like you can't stay in those states
Yeah.
very long. So I think the idea is to sort of readjust our expectation. But also, I like what you said, kind of taking note of the things that do make us happy and the days that we're having off days. Maybe we can look back on those notes and say, I didn't get outside today. I didn't, have a walk. I didn't have time to myself. Like, what would you suggest around keeping track?
Oh my gosh. I mean, some of the things are so simple. I just actually did a reel last week where someone asked me what my greatest challenge is. And one of my biggest challenges is practicing what I preach. Right? It's holding up the mirror in front of my face and saying, like, what are you doing for you? And that might be, you know, as simple as clean sheets on my bed.
Oh, yeah.
How does that feel when you crawl in? Or what are the things that contribute to a positive sleep nighttime routine? Like I love to take a bath with Epsom salts, right? So that's something that I make sure that if I run out of Epsom salts, it's like coffee. Like I have to go to the store and replenish because it's just a part of something that I like to do. And for those listening, it might be something else. It might be tea. It might be a skincare product. It might be, what are all the things that bring you joy? And they might be really little, or they might seem like going out getting a new bed because that's going to bring you joy. Well, that might be, something a bit larger, but still important.
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, it's interesting because I look at some of the products from the brands I'm working with in our build your own kits
Yeah.
and the premium kits, and I've tried most of them. I think I've tried all of them. I haven't.
Yeah.
Obviously, I gotta say, the Feel Amazing Vaginal Vulva Moisturizer, it really is a hit for me. But, and how does that make me feel amazing? Literally, because I feel like I am, getting my body back. I'm feeling like I'm getting my sex drive back because I'm not afraid of sex
Nice.
anymore and the pain. So
Nice.
that's like a very positive product.
Yeah.
And I look at like this awesome brand from the West Coast, Satya. She's an Indigenous owned female
Yes.
founder. I love her stuff. But the calendula, I don't know if I'm saying that right, the calendula, the bath salts that she has, the oat bath, it also comes with a playlist. And it's all like trending indigenous music that you can listen to while you bathe. So she's not just creating like a product, she's creating an experience. So those kind of things
I got
make
goosebumps
me
because I
happy.
followed her work for years, but I didn't know about the playlist.
Yeah, isn't that
That's
awesome, Philip?
incredible.
Yeah.
And that can just be like getting an IV in your arm. If
Yes.
you carve out just 10 minutes, 5 minutes, half an hour, whatever it is that you can, that can be like getting a big boost
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
your arm and in your day. Yeah.
But
That's
you're
so
right, it is
cool.
seeking out solutions. I've tried things, they make me feel good. I wouldn't say anything is gonna particularly cure a hot flash. Um, or, get rid of my menopause. There's not gonna be a menopause be gone pill anytime soon. So it is a matter of finding the things that do just help you and either lift your spirits or provide you with a little bit of relief. Like, I'm hot all the time. It's not even during a hot flash. I'm hot all the time. So I'm always dressed in layers, mostly tank tops. And I've changed the way I sleep. Like I sleep in like linen sheets are great. They breathe, like I loved my old sheets, but I found that I was sweating under them. So it's just a matter of making these little adjustments, right? Just to provide a little bit of comfort.
I love that you've said that because I speak with a lot of women. I don't have that experience. I'm on hormone therapy and I'm not experiencing hot flashes, but I speak to so many women who are. And they also ask me like questions about how to discern the marketing messages that they're getting. And I love
Yes.
that you brought this up because absolutely like sleep in something that's going to make you comfortable, but be careful if the manufacturer is telling you that that's going to cure.
Hmm.
Like you still, you absolutely have to prioritize your sleep and you have to do a little bit of that investment work and work with your health team to make sure that you're covering all of the bases and all of the potential benefits to make you feel amazing, right? It's not just one thing. And marketers, as you know, we've both worked in the industry. We're clever and we're good copywriters and we're great at putting all the
Yeah.
things that I love, the right eye level on the shelf. But taking what really is meaningful for you. I was going to say when you were talking about the playlist, I also have a number of members who talk about like how they have either started journaling or revisited journaling. And it's like this point in our lives where we're like maybe have a little bit of space to do that
Yeah,
and
that's
then talk
true.
about the benefits too.
What are they
Yeah.
journaling? Like their symptoms? Or are they journaling just like a daily journal?
I
Anything?
don't recommend that you journal your symptoms. I really don't like seriously don't suggest that we track them. I suggest that we go and ask for help and have
Yes.
a big giant permission slip to get the
Yeah.
support that you need. But a lot of women are reevaluating their own personal life goals. They're
Yeah.
reevaluating how they balance the care for family, the care for aging parents. They're reevaluating their careers. maybe they've spent 30 years in one job. But I have one woman who I always love to tell the story. Like, she's worked in government for 30 years. What she really wants to do is be a florist. And
Oh,
so she's actually retiring next month and signing up for floral lessons. So all
oh,
of, like,
nice.
some of those things can just come out by writing down our desires or making lists of things that we want to do. And
I
yeah,
love
I
that.
find that
That's
really
a great
inspiring.
story. That's a very inspirational story.
Yeah.
You made me think of something too when you were talking about the marketing messages, and yes, we we can take an insight and a pain point, and we can make someone feel like they cannot live without this product. But I think marketers need to be responsible in this
Me too.
category because this is women's health we're talking about, and not just women's health, but we're talking about women who've been ignored by brands, by media, by society, by the healthcare profession, and by research for a long, long time. If brands just start throwing products at them and slap menopause, whatever on the label, we've got a savvy group of women who are trepidatious, and they know the difference between a key ingredient and a key message. But the danger is, like, for women who may not really know that, I'm worried that some products will mask serious problems by providing, not maybe it's by providing relief, or maybe it's masking something. So
Yep.
that's something too, like to your point earlier, and everything you seem to say and do, you talk about checking the engine light.
Yep.
I think that's, like you said, that's the place to start. All the products out there, they're, I don't, all the products, but, all the products that are targeting us, then we can go and do our research. We need one of those, don't go to the makeup counter without me kind of books for this. But,
Yeah.
women, like, have to read labels. I mean, what else should they do? I mean, as consumers, there's steps you can take to do your research.
Yeah. I mean, my go-to response to that is always quality information and education. And I know we're like maybe light years away from ensuring everybody has access to quality information and
Yeah.
education, but I often liken it to our generation did an amazing job at making sure our children had age appropriate sexual health information and education.
Yes.
The school system did it with us. Parents made sure that, they started talking to their children way before puberty, and then, like,
Yeah.
pretty good. And then we kind of do the same thing when our children are like of driving age. We're like, no, I know you can get a driver's license without taking driver's ed, but I'm going to make sure that your safety comes first. And so I'm bucking up for the driver's license, right?
Yep.
I want that same analogy to carry forward to midlife women.
Yes.
Here's the information and education that you need. And then that will help you be the discerning consumer, because we don't have all these products targeting people in puberty. We
No.
don't. But we do have a lot of confusing and misleading information coming from media and marketers for our age category. Why? Because we have the highest level of disposable income. And as you said, we're at a place of a pain point that
Mhm.
we're desperate, right? We're looking for
Yeah.
immediate solutions. Nothing can replace quality information and education. Nothing can replace a consultation with a qualified health team, or health professional who focuses on women's midlife
Yes.
health. And then get your information, and then go and buy whatever you want at the beauty counter.
Yeah.
Buy products that support your sleep health. Buy nutritional supplements if that is something that your health team has decided is right for you. But make sure you're doing that as an informed decision.
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to be throwing money at a lot of dartboards and hoping something sticks, and that's not what we recommend.
Exactly. And just going back to that, you say your health care team, I think it's important for women to know too that there is health support outside of your GP, your
Oh, sure.
OB-GYN. Like, I know I can just hear some women I talk to listening going, well, my doctor says it is what it is, or I'm dismissed by my
Right.
doctor. but that's
Yeah.
okay. But like you have mentioned many times, like North American Menopause Society has a great resources for finding a menopause practitioner.
Yeah.
People don't
And
even know that
it
they
might be
exist.
somebody else too. Like you might
Yeah,
need to go for a massage.
yeah,
You know,
yeah,
your cortisol is out of whack. You might need a massage therapist. Or maybe for the first time in your life, you might want to consult with a registered dietitian.
yeah,
Maybe you're thinking you're iron deficient or magnesium deficient. You really want to work on your diet and your nutritional support. It's okay to ask for help in those areas
yeah,
too.
yeah,
Lots of people
absolutely.
can make up your team.
Yeah, yeah, like, and you can custom
Yeah,
pick your team too, which I
they're all
like.
individual. Yeah.
So in a nutshell, uh, in an egg, as you would say,
Okay.
basically, like, of course there are solutions out there. The first one, not solution, but the first, line of defense should be seeing your practitioner or seeing a healthcare professional to get the ball rolling, but maybe like journaling what your symptoms are or the things that are bothering you are, just to go in and ask those questions. But when we create content around this, we often focus on, different resources, which are great. We talk about, sharing stories, but we don't often talk about changing your mindset a little bit. I know it's not going to make your hot flash go away, but you know, um, changing your mindset and journaling is a great way to kind of look at where you are in your life and taking a step back. Like you, in a previous conversation with me, mentioned, like, what if someone decides I'm going to go alcohol free? you
Mm.
know that might be because the hot flashes are too bad, or whatever. Maybe they just like weight gain. I mean, we know what alcohol can do to women in menopause, and so maybe that's something that you look at. You look at how you feel about your life through the journaling that you're doing, and you see what changes you can make. I mean, those
Yeah.
are just as important steps as going and doing other testing. You've got to get into the state of mind where you feel empowered to do this.
If we're talking about health teams, the most important person on that team is you. You
Yeah.
drive the bus. You are driving your health bus, and you get to decide who you want to invite to ride along with you.
That's a good point. I don't think a lot of us feel that we have that power when it comes to healthcare,
Right.
but we do. How
We
can we
do.
build our own team? How can we do that?
Like there's multiple ways in which you can do that. One of the first things you have to do is understand what your health values are. Second thing we have to do is understand what resources we have. I work with women on all, full spectrum of resources. Some of us have extended health benefits through our employer programs. Some of us have the resources to go and build a team. Like I said, going for a massage, I fully recognize that's a privileged sport. Like, I have the privilege to go for a massage tomorrow and I need it. But then there's women who are at the other points in their life where they don't even have a family doctor.
Yes.
They're trying to access healthcare, quality healthcare through maybe a walk-in clinic or telehealth, and they don't have that continued care. So I think that's even more reason why we have to focus on ourselves first.
Yeah,
What is it that I need? Where can I get quality information and education to help make the decisions that will be right for me?
absolutely. As always, this was a very illuminating conversation. Um, but I do love everything you've said here, because I think it helps women to hear this and feel a little more empowered. It puts more control in our hands about how we are going to manage this part of the journey.
Yeah.
So thank you again for all your
Thank
wisdom,
you.
Shirley.